Sorting fact, disinformation after Russian attack on Ukraine. Associated Press journalists are documenting military activity across Ukraine, where disinformation is spiking during a Russian ground and air offensive. Kyiv, Ukraine. Associated Press journalists around Ukraine and beyond are documenting military activity during Russia's invasion. With disinformation rife and social media amplifying military claims and counterclaims, determining exactly what is happening is difficult. Here's a look at what could be confirmed. Monday as Russia's military assault on Ukraine enters its fifth day. Directly witnessed. Explosions and gunfire appeared to subside around Ukraine's capital of Kyiv overnight as Ukrainian and Russian delegations met Monday on Ukraine's border with Belarus. Long lines formed outside supermarkets in Kyiv as residents emerged for the first time since a curfew imposed Saturday. Ukrainian residents took refuge in a makeshift shelter in the southeastern city of Mariupol. Civilians also sought cover in shelters or basements in Kyiv, a city of almost 3 million. Medics in Mariupol desperately tried to revive a 6-year-old girl in unicorn pajamas who was mortally wounded in Russian shelling. The doctor looked into the Associated Press video camera at the scene, and said, "Show this to Putin." Ukrainian separatists taking control of the town of Nikolaevka in the Donetsk region. The AP witnessed burnt trucks and the corpse of a man in camouflage. The AP verified video of the aftermath of an oil depot on fire on Sunday near an airbase in Vasilkiv, northern Ukraine. Residents told the AP they believe a missile hit it. Announced by Russian authorities. The Russian military has offered to allow residents to leave Kyiv via a safe corridor, raising fears a further onslaught is coming. The Russian military claimed again to have taken full control of Ukraine's airspace after striking its airbases and air defense batteries. A similar claim in the first day of the invasion turned out to be untrue. A Kremlin spokesman described new sanctions that included a freeze on Russia's hard currency reserves as heavy, but said Russia can compensate the damage. The Russian currency plunged about 30% against the US dollar Monday, but later recovered ground after swift action by Russia's central bank. Russia's president on Sunday told his top defense and military officials to put nuclear forces in a special regime of combat duty. Announced by Ukrainian authorities. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says at least 16 children have been killed and another 45 wounded, among hundreds of casualties. The UN Human Rights Chief said 102 civilians have been killed and hundreds wounded, warning that figure was likely a vast undercount. Zelensky claimed Ukraine's military has killed over 4,500 Russian troops. The claim could not be independently verified. Russia has yet to release casualty. Zelensky said Ukrainians with real combat experience will be released from prisons to join the fight. Ukraine's emergency ministry released a video showing damaged buildings and destruction in the northern city of Chernihiv. The ministry claims shelling hit a residential building, a building at the central market and a kindergarten. Announced by officials elsewhere. The UN Refugee Agency said more than 500,000 people have fled Ukraine since Russia invaded on February 24. A senior U.S. intelligence official told the AP that Belarus could send troops to help Russia as soon as Monday. The British Defense Ministry said the bulk of Russian forces are about 30 kilometers, 20 miles, north of Kyiv, with their advance slowed by Ukrainian. China's foreign ministry denounced the use of sanctions to solve problems and said China and Russia will continue to carry out trade cooperation. It also expressed concern over the eastward expansion of the NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which Ukraine has long aspired to join. The US and Germany announced they will send Stinger missiles to Ukraine among other military supplies. The US had announced an additional $350 million in military assistance to Ukraine. The European Union is supplying lethal aid for the first time, including fighter jets. Other European nations are sending anti-tank weapons and body armor. Follow app's coverage of the Ukraine crisis at https://apnews.com/hub/Russia-Ukraine.